Hello there. So it's been a while since I have done a video about the Karen Reed case. If you're not familiar with it, I'll just give you a brief synopsis. Basically, Karen Reed was accused of basically drunken driving, hit and run of her boyfriend. But of course, there's so much evidence that he was murdered by somebody in the house that she dropped him off at. And the state troopers for the state of Massachusetts even said that it's not possible for her to have been at that house at 12:45, which according to one trooper said that that's when the EDR, which is the electronic data of a car, said that she hit him exactly 12:45. It's not possible, and that is because she was at his house, back at his house, which is a good 8 to 10 minute drive in those conditions, at 12:36. There's so much evidence. I've done a whole series of Karen Reed's case in great detail. Nonetheless, so it was a hung jury, and then there was a problem after the trial. Juries, those who deliberated, contacted the attorneys and said, hey, we got a problem. We acquitted her. So there was like 3 charges that they had to choose from. And they acquitted her. They were only hung up on one. It was like divided down the middle. And they said, we totally acquitted her. There's no way. So what happened was the jury foreman was assigned by the judge. In this state, that's how it worked. And so basically, he wrote a note to the judge and he spoke for the jurors. Okay? And said that we're stuck. We can't decide. And we're just divided. We've done our best, blah, blah, blah. So mistrial was declared. But the problem was, these jurors came forward after the trial and said, that's not what we said. So it appears that juror foreman was rigged. Because this is a cop case, right? And so there's a lot of people who know this family. You know, they're got a lot of prominency going in here and whatnot. And so they filed to get the second degree murder charges that they're going to retry her on dismissed. Went all the way to their state, Supreme Court or whatever. And they upheld it. And the problem I have with this local news media is that they're so misrepresenting once again about this case. They're acting like the jurors said during the trial that they're hung up on all the charges. But that note to the judge was not from the jurors. It was from the jury foreman speaking for the jurors. Now, did all the jurors know what the note said that the jury foreman was given to the judge? Well, we don't know. But it appears that it was not. Because it was the jurors, several of them, that came forward to the attorneys and said, oh, well, there's a problem. We acquitted her. Why is this jury foreman saying this? Why are they saying, they came forward. So if there's ever a case for an inquiry of the jurors, this is one. So they're determining whether or not they should take this to federal court. And I think for the safety of Americans, this needs to be taken to federal court. And I pray, and I'm asking everybody to pray over this case. Pray that the person who killed this man and left him for dead in the snow and trying to use their powers to frame this woman be held accountable in the name of Jesus. And I will tell you about another case that is very directly connected to this case. FBI took after 6 state troopers of the state of Massachusetts who were caught up in a scam. They were using their power to get, basically special treatment. It involved corruption, conspiracy, falsifying records, and other myriad of charges. And the FBI, there was a lot of people involved in that case, other police officers, other state troopers, and they withheld their names. Probably going to be used as witnesses rather than charging everybody that was on the receiving end of that benefit. Only the one that was taking the bribes or, giving out the special treatment were the ones that were charged. 6 of them. 6 state troopers were charged. So the problem I have is that we don't know if some of those people, of the names that was redacted in that case, because there was some people from Canton, Massachusetts, this very town, that was involved in this scandal. We don't know if they were people testifying in this trial. And I feel like that we should know if those people who were involved in that scandal are actually testifying in this case, because they should be allowed to attack their credibility for being involved in that scandal. It's an integrity thing, you know, it goes against their integrity, you know, their honesty as a witness. So this is a blow-up case that has shown how corrupt our system can be and how the special treatment there has been given. But I ask for a prayer that the person, that what really happened to this man, to be exposed. And also the fact that there was so much technological war of the witnesses, the expert witnesses, because the FBI actually sent in expert witnesses to testify at this trial on their own dollar, at no request of the defense. I'm telling you, this case is phenomenal. And the fact that I don't think it's ever been done like that the feds went in and they were involved in investigating these state troopers, right? So the media, the local media, is so corrupt, though, there, you know, to sit here and try to misinterpret what's happening in this case, to say that the jurors spoke, like basically calling the jurors liars, is what they're doing, openly and publicly calling these jurors liars that have come forward and said, oh my gosh, we acquitted her on those other charges. We were only hung up on one. They spoke out against the jury foreman. And so you got jurors pitted against each other because they're calling out this juror. They're like, why was it not communicated to the judge that we acquitted her? And then you have this media lying on the jurors, saying that no, what was said in the courtroom was that they were all, the note said that they were all unable to decide on any of the charges. But the jurors are saying that's not what we said. So the juror foreman has definitely, openly, flagrantly committed fraud and jury misconduct, and she should probably be prosecuted. Based on the statements of the jurors in this case, that juror foreman committed fraud in the court and perjury, lied to the judge and said in a note that none of them could decide, and the jurors, and says, the other jurors said that's not true. He lied. It's not true. We could not decide. I mean, we decided we could not decide only on one. We acquitted her. Okay, so this is a danger to the safety of Americans if they can be repeatedly charged and be completely acquitted, and have some jury foreman who's obviously rigged to go up to a judge and lie to the judge and say that she wasn't acquitted. I mean, this juror foreman lied to the judge. They acquitted her. So it's dangerous to all of the people in the United States of America that if this doesn't go to federal court, and the federal court rule that when a jury foreman has been called out by other jurors that he lied to the judge and said that they acquitted her, that's grounds for jury inquiry. And it is a constitutional violation if you do not, under that serious circumstance, revisit the jurors and do an inquiry. This is definitely a violation of double jeopardy. And so please pray over this, because this could happen to you. It could happen anywhere in the United States of America, and we need this in federal court, and we need a ruling from federal court, so that not only can it not happen in this case, that it can happen anywhere in America. Pray. Please pray specifically over this case. And that the killer of John O'Keefe, the true killer of John O'Keefe, be held accountable.